Alright guys, welcome back. So today I'll be covering a game that I have been keeping my eyes out for a long time now, and it's finally releasing tomorrow, the global launch. So here, as you can see on my screen, these are the current launch times. So for Eastern time, that is my time zone, it's going to be dropping at 8 p.m. Eastern, so tomorrow. So I'm really excited about this game. So do be expecting me to make some content for this game, because I do really enjoy the Korean webtoon that is based off of on, therefore I'm really hyped to play it. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys more about the classes. So I'll give you guys details of each class, and hopefully you guys can choose class, because there is currently 5 classes right now. There is a warrior, the mage, the archer, the paladin, and then the no class, which technically is the unspecialized. So you can get if you were to pick the unspecialized class, you can there's going to be more classes you can unlock, such as the Sculptor class. So I'll be talking more about it in this video. Alright, so starting off, we do have the warrior class, right? It's very easy to play. That is one of its key features, along with it being a primary tank, right? So this is your tank for the game. And another thing about it is it is equipping heavy armor and two-handed sword, as you can see, as a traditional warrior in all MMOs. So it has the highest weapon attack in the game, but to balance it out, it does have a slow attack speed. So do keep that in mind. So I think the best thing about playing a warrior is that it has the low cooldown crowd control skills, which makes it great for PvE and PvP. So I feel like that as the warrior being the primary tank, it's a most sought after class for PvE. Oh, and the warrior has a really good early game, as it can clear mobs with 2 hits in the early. So its early game is pretty good. So if you do want to go strong in early game, I'll definitely recommend the warrior class. Next up, we have the mage. The mage is a great DPS. The mage gears up with a cloth armor plus staff or wand. It's your choice. The current one that you're seeing right now is a staff, but over time you can switch it to a wand. Also, for this game, right, it offers a lot of freedom. Therefore, if you were to increase your defensive stats for your mage, you can actually end up equipping light armor or heavy armor. So you can always try that. I did see some players in Korea. They run like a kind of like a battle mage type, is where they were wearing light armor and they were still casting the magic. Because if you were to increase your defensive stat, this would make your mage a sub tank as well. So just something to keep in mind. Oh, and mage, they specialize in AoE damage, so they do a lot of damage, but is mainly targeted as an AoE. So it's very good for farming, of course. So next up, we have the archer. The archer is probably the most unique class currently in the game. The archer is another great DPS in the backline. It doesn't have as many AoE as a mage. It has more single target focus. So the archer's gear, as you can see, it's a light armor and a bow and arrow. So the one thing that makes the archer class unique is that it has the taming system, right? Is where you can go out into the wild and you can tame monsters, and you can actually have them as your pet, and they will fight alongside you in combat. So that's very unique playstyle about the archer. And of course, the archer is also a great farmer due to it having the pet system. Alright, next up we have the Paladin. The Paladin is, again, very easy to play. It's a supporting sub-tank. It's the only class with a healing, so that makes Paladin actually very, very good in PvE and PvP as well. If you do want to play a more supporting class, it's Paladin for sure. You should definitely try him out. Paladin is going to be sought after a lot as well. Probably more than the warrior, just because of how good the Paladin class is the only class with a healing for your team as well as buffers, and the Paladin can act as a sub tank as well. So the Paladin deals low damage, of course, so don't be expecting him to do a lot of damage. The Paladin is one of the classes with the lowest damage, because it's more of a supporting class, right? And we also have Paladin also have crowd control skills and healing, which makes it very good for PvE and PvP. Alright, so next we have the Alchemist. The Alchemist is the most newest class that was added in Korea, and luckily we are going to get it on release as well in beta. I mean, not beta. We are going to get it in release in the global release. So for not Paladin, for Alchemist, the gear is a spell dagger, as you can see. There's two types of weapon for Alchemist. The Alchemist is a spell damage dagger, so he does do magic damage, and his second weapon is a flask. The flask is where he throws the potion at you, which makes him into a long range basic attack if you were to have flask on him, right? So the one downside of that is that um, while you're throwing your flask, you're throwing your potions. So you're using your potion as a weapon. So you're going to have to make sure that you are purchasing these potions through the NPCs so you don't run out. Because if you do plan on using your flask, you will run out of potion quite fast. So keep that in mind. They also use homunculus-based skills and drug-based skills as main skills. So these two skills are very good. They are high in DPS and they allow debuff supports. So yeah, for sure. So DPS with debuffs and control skills. So that is your Alchemist. So now we are going on to the no class, right? The unspecialized characters, which is choose later. The current one that is confirmed right now is Sculptor class. So if you want to play Sculptor, you will have to choose a no class, and throughout the game you can do quests to obtain these new classes. So I know for a fact that Sculptor is going to be released on global. So if you do want to play the Sculptor class, you can choose this. So let's go over a little bit about the Sculptor class. The Sculptor class has the highest crit hit in this game, and skill damage is very, very high. His weapon speed is also very fast, and he gets a passive skill that increases evasion according to his agility stat, making him the highest evasion in the game. But the Sculptor has almost no crowd control skills, which makes him embarrassing in PvP. So do keep that in mind. So playing a Sculptor, he's very similar to your Thief class, as you can see. If you play other RPG MMOs, Thief class is the one that wields a dagger and it's very fast. That is exactly what the Sculptor is. But the Sculptor lacks control skills, therefore Sculptor is one of the worst class for PvP, but also at the same time one of the best class for PvE. So that'll be all. That'll be all for the video. It's just a brief overview of all the classes. I do plan on making more Moonlight Sculptor content in the future, and I'll go more in depth as well. So make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.